Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 30th of July. So, being the last day of the month, beware, there may be some adjustments going on as any rebalancing on with big money, so just be aware of that, particularly as we head towards 4 o'clock this afternoon. Okay, so let's just have a look at other news events today. Well, he just gets his little old calendar up here. In fact, let's just look at yesterday's data, just as it gives us a bit of extra information. The advanced GDP in the US came in quite a bit lower than expected, only at 6.5% versus the 8.5% expected. So that had its effect on the US dollar yesterday and softened up. Unemployment claims also came in higher. Now, two numbers that really couldn't be, I mean, apart from inflation, which is being ignored at the moment, but unemployment is certainly being looked at, and they won't want to be seeing this, even if it's on a weekly basis. They won't want to be seeing these weekly numbers. Price indexes, there you go, there's the inflation. That figure should come out with the GDP itself, but it comes out slightly later. But anyway, 6%, so there is the inflation. Okay, that was yesterday, and today, well, today's another day, and today we've got German prelim GDP coming out at 9, so watch out for that. Expected to come in around about 2%. And the Canadian GDP, this is a monthly figure of the Canadian data. It tends to have less effect generally, but it's still there at 130, and it's the core personal consumption data also sitting there. So 130, watch out for. 245 Chicago PMI, I'm not so fussed on that. When you get to this part of the day, on the last day of the month, trading month, I would be wary that we could get quite a bit of snapback, etc. So let's have a look at the technicals then, starting off, of course, with nothing better than looking at Forex. Well, yesterday I was a bit careful yesterday, but well, the euro did continue in its route. As I said, it was helped in the afternoon somewhat, but it did get a decent push at 8 o'clock there. Got a bit of a help later on. In fact, let's go to the hourlies. It's much easier. There you go. At 8 o'clock, it got a bit of a surge on, and then later on the 1 o'clock candle, 1:30 news coming out there, it got another surge on. So there were the two surges. Side of that, well, look at where we are at the moment. It's 7:53. So I'm going to cheat a little bit here and draw a trend line where I probably shouldn't, because it's a live candle, but it will probably get broken before I even finish the video. But I'm sort of looking at this. It's just come short of its daily pivot, and just wary as ever, because post 8 o'clock, the price action can go a bit weird. We may still just come down and catch this daily pivot. Now, it's ball flagging where it sits at the moment. It's had a bit of a retracement, not as deep as some of the other markets, but it's had a bit of a retracement. We could just see a bit more continuation today. As I say, just watch out for the German data at 9 o'clock, and it might be worth waiting for it. The pound. Now, the pound yesterday, once again, good solid day. We've been seeing solid days all of this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all positive days so far, and today, well, it's into the daily 50, or around the daily 50. Once again, most of the days, as I pointed out yesterday, most of these pushes, moves are quite solidly on 1 or 2 bars. Yesterday was a little bit different. We saw just a bit more continuation through there, but a bit more positive. Smaller bars, a little bit of maybe slowing down here. You look at the 60-minute time frame here, whereas if we switch back to the euro for a moment, you just watch the price action here, quite a clean pullback here. With the pound here, we've put lower highs in, so just a bit of softness there. It's the cracks. I always refer to, look at the smaller time frame, look at the cracks below what's going on the bigger time frames, and this could be it, but we'll see. again, once again, I could be drawing trend lines across here. Either the more conservative one running across here would probably be quite logical, and the breakout level looks towards its R1. Okay, dollar yen. Yen strengthened yesterday, but again, well, in normal circumstances, no surprise there. So this is, you remember the US dollar yen, so US dollar softening against the yen strengthening. Bit of a change overnight there, bullish engulfing sitting there, the previous 4-hourly bar. Again, though, you sort of look at the bigger picture here, and I'm just thinking, well, maybe it'll just roll back again, and we've got that same sort of trend there, but at the moment it's pushing up. But a breakdown of that could see some further downside. One thing with the yen, I mean, okay, this was with the news out itself at times, but it can get a bit whippy and switch back or whatever else. If the risk starts moving one way or the other, it can affect the yen. Aussie dollar yesterday put a sound old day in. But today just pulling back a little, just not looking wonderful. Of the pairs that are likely to pull back, I guess the Aussie dollar's one of the majors in terms of that respect. Got one of the biggest chances. It's softer, or has been running softer than most of the other majors. Lower highs coming through, and certainly shown this morning yet another lower high coming through, so just looking soft. It is bounced, or has taken us a bit of a bounce off the 60-minute 50 there that might hold up. Again, you could be drawing maybe a more aggressive trend line across the highs here, and looking for breaks. If you're looking for the breakout side of things or confirmation, that might be sufficient. Okay, that's the Aussie. Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar's really taking the best out of this, really. It broke yesterday, the trend line there, got us into a short onto the CAD yesterday. It took a bit of time. It consolidated at one stage and then started kicking in again, being a bit slow. It's flagging, literally flagging at this stage. Got a bit of flag going on there, bit of a swinging sort of movement. So it's consolidated. It was sitting through this yesterday. I just did wonder at one stage, well, is this going to run back up there? But for now, I'm looking quite bearish on the dollar CAD. So it's probably already broken the trends across here. May be patient and wait for another setup there. Okay, that's the CAD. Right, so that's the majors. Couple of cross pairs here. Just look how they're doing. The euro pound, just to give you a feel. Euro just been sort of working its way back a little bit. We come out to the dailies there, just trying to pull its way back at the moment. But really, the pound has been pretty much in control, but it has come to some quite key support there. Other pairings, euro yen. This has pulled back and got a bit more messy. It's looking okay at the moment. We just had a bit of a surge on the euro yen as the euro's taking a push, as well as the yen softening a little bit here. A bit more choppy on the 4 hourlies, not necessarily cleanest of markets. Spending a lot of time in chop. Managed to get a decent push up there yesterday when it broke out there. We'll see how it does today, but at the moment, well, got some scope to carry on. It looks like it's got more upside there. Okay, there you go. There's the majors. Let's have a look at commodities, as I'm still using this bit of software. And commodities, no surprise there that gold has had a good day yesterday in the end. With the US Fed data as it was, it's benefited it, just setting up a bit of a flaggy pattern at the moment on the 4 hourlies there. Again, just a simple trend line breakout could be sufficient for this. Just looking for any telltale signs of weakness. No, it's okay. It's running lower highs, lower lows in this little flag here. A solid move through that level. You could wait for a breakout and pull back, but certainly looks like it's got some more upside at the moment. I'm just being a bit cautious on the pound, the dollar rather. I do wonder if more traders will sort of suddenly, get to think, well, actually, it's still got the change. There's more hawkishness coming into, and I think as we see more Fed speakers coming through, we'll probably see those tones coming through, and may get a change coming in next week or so. Anyway, oil had a good surge up there yesterday. Let's have a look at the shorter time frames here, pushing through eventually. I was talking about this in the morning here. It's the high lows, high highs. It's quite late running out and breaking out above through that 4-hourly 200. It was a late-ish move, but it got there. It took some time thereafter, but a bit of a retrace at the moment. The way it's going, it looks like it's quite positive. Again, I would wait until later in the day for any setups on this and look for the long side still. Okay, that's pretty much it for me there. Let's then go. Oh, actually, what have I got set up first? I think it's he says. Okay, Bitcoin. So I'm going to, actually, I'm just going to do it on this because that's a futures market. Let's just have a cash market here. So, sorry, I was looking at Bitcoin on a weekly basis. I was going to be start drawing the channel that's sort of sitting there, and I'll probably put it on soon. But it's sitting in the channel, as you could just see from looking at it at a bigger time frame. Somewhere about 41.058, top of that channel, with the sort of lows at 21.190. Okay, it's more than 21. I got you all flustered for a minute. 29.190. Okay, now a breakout of here, as I said, would then see a target of that 45 area, 45,000-ish area, where the moving average is sitting above there, 200 moving average, key moving average 44,638. So, but at the moment it's just slowing off a little bit. Yesterday didn't really do too much, it's holding down at the moment, but it's excuse me, bull flaggish territory. But again, if that US dollar gets a kicker, I think we'll see this pop down quite quickly. Ethereum, again, rangy. There's sort of two levels of range. We're sitting right into one of those range levels, and then we got the sort of next level up at 29.01. Looking okay at the moment. It's one of my favoured cryptos. And then you've got Ripple, been a bit slower. Had a good move on Wednesday. In the end, Thursday was pushing up again, and well, Friday at the moment slowed down, but even we've still got to push up. It's just running back into that 200, the daily 200 at the moment as resistance. A little bit less clear in terms of actually resistance. Next level of resistance, I'm looking at these prior lows over here, probably 79. Oh, I just lost it. Where's it gone? 78.50, somewhere in that region. So there we go. Okay, but they're certainly a lot more positive than they've been for some time. Okay, equity market, do apologise if that's what you've really dialed in for indices. Let's just have a look at what's going on. This is the CSI 300, what's gone on overnight. Well, I think there's measures by China to start trying to comfort the investors, I think is the best term to put on it, after their sort of changes in rules here and the effect that we've seen. Technically it looks soft anyway, but there's a lack of trust in that particular market for me, and it still looks like it could continue to downside. The FTSE, it's opened for 5 minutes and it started off on the back foot, really, just rolling over this morning, giving back most of yesterday's gains at the moment. So quite soft at the moment, and looking, well, it was the FTSE I thought was looking quite decent relatively. You looked at the DAX yesterday, it was behind the curve a little bit, but that too at the moment just sliding back there. US markets, the S&Ps, well, there you are. That's coming off a little bit. But once again, yesterday we made yet another new high. I keep getting asked about these markets, about are they going to all roll over with sort of action by the US? But you've got to remember that it's not until the end of 2022 that interest rates are likely to be changed, but we could see some effect as they well, I'm sure we will see some effect when they start tapering, and that comes through there may be some effect into the markets, but might just slow things down. They're quite careful how they've offloaded it in the past, and they've made some decent money out of their previous buyings. Okay, holdings even. S&P's down this morning. Maybe it's got a bit more offside at the moment. It just looks like it at the moment. It's just come down to the 4-hourly. Let's just have a little bit more focus here. Just see what it's. Okay, it's not really. I mean, it's just come down in one swoop here, as opposed to a lower high or anything like this. But if it can grind out a bit of a low around this sort of area, it was previous level of highs. So at 43.67, somewhere in that sort of region, maybe it's got some potential of a bounce. Other US markets, the Nasdaq, well, that's also look off, and another clean breakdown there. Let's just come back to dailies on the Nasdaq so we can have a quick look at that as well. But looking a little on the bearish side here, and as I said, it may be that it dawns on people that there will be a change in rates at some stage, and it may be forced a bit earlier. But these markets, I still believe that the bigger picture is still to the upside for now. Right, that's it for me. All done. Going to wish you a great weekend, and I'll catch you on Monday, of course. Whatever day is there to catch you. I'm not going to be coming in to trade the cryptos over the weekend, so I will catch you then. Have a great one. Oh, so let's just see a couple of comments here. You look at the DAX last 2 minutes of the DAX. I don't know if I've got. I haven't got. It's a delayed data. I think my DAX, is it? Yeah, it's a delay, so I don't think it will show what necessarily. It looks soft at the moment if you're looking for the upside. From what I can see here, but it is. I've got a 15-minute delay, so I'll come down to an hourly just to get a bit of a feel for things. So looking soft. Oh, there is a gap though. There is a gap, but it's still looking soft at the moment. Sorry, I don't subscribe to it any more than that. Anyway, have a great one. I'll catch you Monday.